Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us as we begin the webinar Wednesday for the Cook County Small Business Source. I'm going to give you all a few minutes for everyone to get into the room. We thank you all again for joining us. All right, it looks like we have a good number of people here. I thank you all again for joining us. Welcome to this month's webinar Wednesday for the Cook County Small Business Source. My name is Dominique Gamble. I am the Senior Program Manager for this small business program for Cook County. And we appreciate you all. This month, we have Ms. Gina Speckman for the tourism division of our Tourism Alive program with the Cook County Small Business Source, who has come to speak with our small businesses and inform us on opportunities available to small businesses, what that bureau looks like, what opportunities and workings that they have. I'm interested in learning. I am new to this division as well, so I know I've already spoke with her. She has some great information for you all. She has two other speakers with her, and we are really excited, and we thank you all for joining us. But before I pass it off to Gina, I am going to give you just a little background on the source and who we are and what we do. So the Cook County Small Business Source was actually created in 2020. This was a program that was developed out of what we call ARPA dollars for small businesses in Cook County through COVID. When we saw, the nation go down, we saw that small businesses were our driving force to the economy. Cook County jumped in and they wanted to do everything that we could to make sure that we were able to keep our small business going. At first, our tagline used to be, we are here to keep our small businesses surviving. And now we have now shifted our efforts to get our small business thriving. And how we do that is we provide a number of opportunities and resources where we give small businesses the opportunity to have one-on-one small business coaching with our host of partners that work with us through the source. We have a resource library that you can access for free, again, through our in our website, which is at the bottom, cookcountysmallbiz.org. We also have a host of events like this, our Webinar Wednesday edition. We have in-person events, we have webinars, we have cohorts, we have trainings that are all hosted through the source by our partners that we work with, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. And they're all free. We call the Cook County Small Business Source a one-stop shop for whatever a small business will need, from the start of your business to inception, all the way until we have some businesses that are maybe looking to sell, and we're here to assist you in that as well. We do also provide access to capital opportunities. We had a grant that some of you might be familiar with that closed earlier this year, the 2023 Source Grant. And if we don't have a grant, we do have opportunities that our partners have that we can maybe direct you to for some form of capital assistance. And just a little bit quickly about our Source Grant for those who don't know. In our Source Grant, we awarded $50 million to 3,000 small businesses. Initially, that was supposed to be a $40 million grant that we, the last 2 weeks, President Perwinkle decided to add 10 more million, so we were able to assist 500 more small businesses. Those awards went to small businesses that had 20 or more employees, and it was broken out into a grant of $10,000 and $20,000. So we have a lot of impact stories that's coming with that as well. And as you can see here, our impact of the source from 2020 to 2023 so far is we have assisted with $67 million in grant distribution for small businesses throughout Cook County. The numbers here have now grown. We have assisted over 18,000 businesses through by way of events and small business advising, and we have assisted over 67,000 businesses have been reached. So those touch points are through door knocking, business advising, webinars, events, also social media, emails, those type of things as well. And as you can see here, our demographics is we work with 77% of those small businesses identified as people of color. 62% of those small businesses identify as being women-owned businesses. 94% of those are micro businesses with less than 10 employees. So typically, as you can see here, we do work with businesses who are micro or solopreneurs. So for the grant, for us to have businesses with 20 or more employees, that was really good for us. We're seeing that businesses are growing or a larger scale that's tapping into the source, which is kind of making us shift our efforts in this third year. So also 35% of those businesses identify as Black business owners, 4% identify as Asian business owners, 29% is Hispanic or Latina descent, 15% identify as other, 6% identify as two or other, and 11% identify as white. So we even have a greater distribution of demographics that we've touched throughout our grant. We are very excited. As you can see here, we have a host of partners who assist us in this work, which is why we're able to have our numbers be so great. We have over 40 referral partners that assist us throughout Cook County with our reach. Gina is one of our wonderful referral partners who assisted us with that grant and getting the word out. At the top, we have what we call our business advisors. So if you hear us say our BSOs, business service organizations, I'm not going to list them all, but they are some of the greatest ones throughout Cook County. Some of them have worked in small business for over 30, 50, 60 years. After I've done my research, I know some are really great community-based resources. We have 36 Square. Some of you have heard of Ally, Chicago Urban League, Greater Southwest Illinois Hispanic Chamber. They are the driving force of the source. They help us do the one-on-one business advising. The great thing that I like to talk to people about through the source is you can work with any one of these business support organizations. If one of them does not have whatever offering you need assistance with, if you need to become certified as a minority business owner at 36 Square, they don't know how to do that. If they don't do that, they can, transfer you to Women Business Development Organization or Minority Supplier Development or Illinois Hispanic Chamber. Get that offering done for you, and you can either stay with that organization or go back and work with the advisor you already had. So as being a one-time entrepreneur, I understand the need of, things coming up at the last minute, and then you have to say, okay, who do I talk to now? Where do I get this assistance? And instead of you trying to figure that out or reinvent the wheel, you can tap back into your business advisor here at the source. Give them a call. We have personal relationships with our advisors. A lot of our clients do, and they can assist you, get you what you need, or send you to someone who has it. So there's no reason for any business client to be dropped. There's no reason for none of your needs to be serviced. And the great thing is it's all free. So, a lot of people don't believe that, but these services are free to our small business clients that's here in Cook County. And I'm just going to put this up. I'm not going to read all of this, but these are just a few wonderful impact stories of the clients that we have helped here in the source. It's easier to hear it, but it's another thing to see it. So we have Miss Pink Panini. If some of you are in the small business area, she did receive a grant, but she also worked with the SDA. She has Pink Panini and just opened a new restaurant called Crabs and Cocktails out in the Southland area. Go check her out. We have Miss Freedom Lee State of Mind, who is with Berwyn Shop. She also had went into the Berwyn boutique, and I believe she now has her own brick and mortar. So we're doing great things. And then you have Miss PG Free, who is a gluten-free trail mix, who came in through Chicago Minority Supplier, who, she's been advertised everywhere. I believe she's in Mariano's. So these are just some of the businesses that we have helped. This is literally just a speck of what we've done in the source, and we are so excited, and we hope that we can help you all next. And of course, I'm going to blast some of our grant winners who are showing that they got a grant, and we're happy because we made an impact here with the source, and we are just excited about the work that we're doing. This is why I wanted to take time to let you all know that we're here as a resource and a tool to help you and your small business. So if you would like to sign up for the source, this is how you can do so. I'm assuming most of you are already signed up because this is how you might have received the information about this webinar. But if not, you can sign up with this QR code that you see here, or you can go to cookcountysmallbiz.org to our website. If you're not signed up for our newsletter, right here at the bottom where it says sign up for news and updates, you can go and sign up for our newsletter. So thank you all. That is my presentation, and I'm going to pass it over to Gina so she can let you all know the wonderful work that she is doing next. Hold on. So thank you, Gina.
Hi, let me start sharing my screen. Everyone can see me now, my screen? Great. My name is Gina Speckman. I'm Executive Director of Chicago's North Shore Convention and Visitors Bureau. I'm here today, though, not just talking about my bureau, but talking about convention and visitors bureaus in general and the work we do throughout Cook County. And just to give a bigger picture, there's 38 convention and visitors bureaus that are certified by the state of Illinois, and throughout the country, there's hundreds, and internationally, thousands. So for those of you unfamiliar with the work of convention and visitors bureaus as destination marketing organizations, I'm going to be talking really overall about the kind of work we do. So what is a Convention and Visitors Bureau? And I always don't assume that people know who we are and what we do. So I'm going to kind of explain that. Again, we're destination marketing organizations, and we have defined regions that we represent. In Cook County, there are 6 convention and visitors bureaus, Chicago, and then there's 5 suburban Cook County Convention and Visitors Bureau. We will detail who they are at the end. And we promote the attract the businesses and leisure activities and business offerings that visitors and business travelers can use during a visit here. We connect meeting planners and event planners to our hospitality related businesses. And the types of businesses we work with, I'll detail in the future. It's not just hotels and restaurants. And as I said before, there's 38 convention and visitors bureaus that are certified by the state of Illinois. Now, I know I have some chambers on here, so hi to all my Chamber of Commerce colleagues. A lot of times people call us a chamber, you know, they use chambers and convention and visitors bureaus terminology interchangeably, and we are different. We work really closely together, but we are different. So just to quickly go over it, Chambers of Commerce represent all sectors of the business community in whatever service area they represent. They also are the voice of small business to the local government, and local government can be their city, county, or state. They also provide educational opportunities to help small businesses operate better and to connect them to funding sources. And they do great work in providing networking opportunities for small businesses, including home-based businesses. And we talked about that a lot of the people that even the Source Grant works with are small single entrepreneurs. Many of them could be home-based. Convention and visitors bureaus are a little different. We only really represent the hospitality related businesses, and quickly that's hotels, restaurants, attractions, retailers, and small businesses that supply services to meetings and events. And we will detail, I have a slide later on that shows you all the different kinds of businesses we do touch. We are basically sales and marketing. We try to bring business here because if we can bring more conferences and meetings and events to our areas, then more people are employed to service those. You know, if a restaurant's busy, it hires more shifts. Same with a hotel. If it's busy, they have more employees they need to operate. So really what we see and what we do in the economic development picture is the more volume of people that we can sell and market to come to our areas, the more businesses are needed to service those people. Now, this is like a little chart that was created not by me, but one of my colleagues in Texas, and it talks about where we fit in the role of economic development. And first is we always say it starts with a visit. If you build a place where people want to visit, then you have a place that people want to live. If you have a place where people want to live, then you have to have and provide them with employment and work. And if you build a place where people want to work, then you have a place where businesses and residents will invest. And then as you can see, it just, if you build a place where businesses and residents will invest, then you have a place where people will want to visit. So we consider us as the first step. It starts with a visit in the economic development community vitality wheel. Our role as convention and visitors bureaus in economic development is number one out of every 10 jobs in Illinois is in the hospitality industry. And you can see here, we carved out Cook County, but the first mission of what a Convention and Visitors Bureau does is to bring meetings, conventions, conferences to Cook County that would otherwise choose to hold their event elsewhere. And me and my colleagues, we go to dozens and dozens of trade shows where people that are planning meetings attend to source where they want to have those meetings. And then we do all the things you do to sell your product. We bring people here, we show them what we have, we offer them incentives to have meetings there, and we help them. We're also a free service in terms of how we work with meetings and conferences and events. We help them and hold their hand in planning a meeting here and try to show them why this is a preferred place to convene. And again, like I said, the more meetings, conferences, events, and business and leisure visitors that come here, the more hospitality businesses need to hire staff to service those meetings and events. The second mission of what we do is to make sure that the businesses that are in the hospitality field get their fair share of the visitors' dollars. People see all the time events and meetings that fill our area. And, you know, some of them are obvious, like NASCAR or the Democratic Convention or Lollapalooza starting this weekend. When all these people come into the city, it's busy and a lot of people working. But outside of those big name events, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of meetings that are taking place all the time that are bringing people here. Well, how does the small business person interact and get to work with those meetings that come here? And that's kind of a major role of what a Convention and Visitors Bureau does, is act as that liaison. Now, how do we do this? How do we bring business to our area? And our sales staff focuses on bringing basically meetings, conferences, trade shows, sports groups, and motor coach in terms of group business. In the photo here, you can see that a lot of us were in Los Angeles in May because a major convention called IPW, which is major people all over the world that bring tour groups here. It convened in Los Angeles in May, and next June it's coming to Chicago. So we want that convention that's going to be held in McCormick Place to be as popular and well attended as possible. So we went and met with thousands of stakeholders in May to get them to come to Chicago next year for our meeting. And if you think about any meeting or conference that you see here, whether it be the restaurant show in McCormick Place or any other meeting, we're always out there selling it and getting people to come to Chicago when Chicago is chosen as the destination. And our marketing staff focuses on advertising and putting together promotional programs to highlight why to have a meeting here. Again, all the different destinations are all competing to get meetings and visitors to come. How do we show ourselves in the best light on social media, in digital website ads, reaching people through their mobile devices, radio, print? So a lot of what we do besides selling is marketing. How do we show and put our area in the best light so that people really want to come here and have a meeting here? So a lot of what we do is take all the things that we have, and it also starts with your hotels and places that will host a meeting. We try to make it digestible for people, because A meeting planner or an event planner doesn't want to have to call 25 hotels. They want to talk to one person who can really quickly show them all their options in coming to your area. And this is just a quick image of a one-sheeter that we take to trade shows and conventions so they can see the lay of the land of our area. And this is for my Convention and Visitors Bureau, obviously. And then it shows our hotels and it shows all the breakdowns of their meeting space. So if you know that you have a meeting that needs, 500 attendees in a room, right off the bat, you can see what 3 hotels fit that. If you want a more smaller setting or you need different kinds of seating arrangements, you can in a quick glance see that. Again, we are a service to get people to come and have an event here. And what they want is one person that is very knowledgeable of the area that can serve up all the options that they have in hosting a meeting. And again, they don't have to call 25 hotels. So this is something that we do. And again, highlighting our destination as a preferred one to meet and convene in. We have a website, Visit Chicago North Shore. All of the Convention and Visitors Bureaus have really excellent websites that allow people to access meetings and all the information they need in hosting and traveling and coming to an event and sourcing suppliers. It's all on our website. We realize now that everything's digital based. We have planners that are planning meetings at 2 o'clock in the morning in their pajamas. They don't want to wait to have to talk to us. They want to have easy, immediate access to information. And you can see that we use like photography that is like, oh, I want to be on that beach. So a lot of what we do is to curate what we have and to make our areas look as desirable as possible to visit and host an event. I'm not going to go through this. It looks like a hodgepodge here, but it's more defined when you're scrolling through it. What we try to do is get people to be interested in our area, regardless of their interests. Okay. So somebody might be into golfing. Some people might not be. Most people are into eating, we find, but where to find the best franchise. So we're always coming up with different seasonal campaigns by themes, if people are into arts, if they're into sports. And somehow, and then each of these is promoted in digital format to specifically those targeted audience. So again, whether you're interested in shopping, the beach, golfing, sports, education, we have something that can fulfill your interest and needs. And we have it all in one place on our website, but our outreach and digital marketing targets people of just to have that interest. And just so you know, too, for most of us in the Chicagoland area, since we're so fortunate to be in the middle of the country and we have so many people within our 360-degree radius, which you don't when you're on the East Coast or South Coast because you have an ocean for half of your area. We are very fortunate to have a large source of our visitor and planner pool. For our most bureaus in the Chicagoland area, our size, 70% of the people drive here that are meeting and visiting versus flying. And we concentrate on a 300-mile radius. Yes, we do marketing beyond that border, but the most of what our dollars are spent is 300-mile radius or closer to us. Now, this is, now, and you get to hear someone else speak for a second here, so don't, get bored of me. But this is an example of outside of the obvious hotels and restaurants, what other kinds of businesses do we work with? And this is just a snapshot of a lot of different types of businesses that work with that we work with at a Convention and Visitors Bureau. And I have one of our members, Laura Horwitz, on the Zoom today. She is owner and managing director of Jovi, and she'll talk a little bit about her business and how she interacts with us.
Excellent. Thanks, Gina, and hello to everybody out there. As you said, I'm Laura Horwitz, and I'm the owner of Jovi Nannies and Babysitters. Basically, we do a lot of work around the whole Chicago area, providing nannies and babysitters for families. We hire them legally, and we support the families and the caregivers throughout what we do. I've been here for 17 years doing this, but have grown up in the area as well. One of the things that people don't know that we do is we do event care and hotel care. And so that's where the CVB comes in. We will We can provide childcare at events for groups. We just were at McCormick Place last week for a large conference down there, but we do individual family care at hotels as well. And so whether it's the individual tourist coming to the area who needs care in their hotel room while they go out to dinner or do something else in the area, or someone who has a business meeting here and wants to bring their family, we can provide that. Now, as I said, not many people know that we do that because they know it's not necessarily something that they think of right away. And so one of the things with the CVB being not just hospitality businesses, small businesses such as mine, we're still needed by those visitors that come to town, whether they're driving or flying in. And so the CVB is able to bring all these small businesses together and also then recommend them to the people that are coming to the area. Broad needs you see from the list here. There are all kinds of different things that people will utilize when they do come to the area. And they might not realize that they need that until they get here. Or if they plan ahead, that's even better. And so the CVB gives the information about community resources, a very wide, broad thing, and it gives credibility to us. Because even though we do have a great website, because I'm part of a franchise, so we do have a nationwide network, it gives me credibility here to be a member, and that Gina can recommend me specifically, to someone that they're talking to from the CVB. The CVB really helps in 3 ways for small businesses. I know recently we attended the Hospitality Hires North job fair so that we can help hire more people to provide the services for people who come into town. They connect us to the visitors, which is the obvious thing that they do, but it's also networking among the businesses. Because even though somebody might not say, oh, I need childcare when I'm in town to Gina or her staff, but they might be talking to someone here and say, oh, it would be great if I could come to dinner at your place, but I really have my kids here with me. And they could then recommend us as well. And so it's a whole network of the connections there. And we really feel like it's a different niche versus the Chamber of Commerce's that Gina mentioned. A little bit different and does a focus on hospitality, but we feel it's a very beneficial relationship to be part of the CVB. And if people do have questions at the end, I'd love to answer questions about how they've helped us in many ways. So excellent. So thank you, Gina.
Thank you, Laura. And you can see we have so many different niche kinds of businesses that have worked with us that supply services or product to our meetings, events, and our own operations as CVBs. So on our website, people can go on and request or sort by some of those categories, the interests and the suppliers that they're looking for. This is all on our website. So this is, again, how small businesses can benefit from working with a CVB. And I'm just showing some examples. Obviously, this is for the Chicago North Shore Bureau, which is the bureau I run, but we all do this kind of advertising. So I talked about like the ways we reach out. This is some of the digital advertising that we do throughout the Midwest. We also do radio. I just heard my own ad on the radio yesterday. Again, getting people to interact and come to events that are taking place in our area. Again, we try to get people, we don't really advertise within our own region. Okay, so sometimes people are like, wait, what do you do? Because they don't see it immediately within the North Shore. But that's not what we are. We're a visitors bureau. So we want to engage people to come here that aren't in our area. And we do a ton of social media. So we have a staff that just works on creating posts, targeting them. We do reels. We do a lot in the social media space, and a small business can come to us and ask us to promote something that they're doing that's unique and special. And they don't have the resources, the acumen, or the dollars to do the kind of social media outreach that we can do for them. So in working with us, they can get that kind of outreach quickly. And it's very important. What we do in terms of posting is we put advertising behind every post we do. We never just organically post something. So each post has a specific strategic audience that goes to it. So even, for example, when you're looking at it here, when we're promoting a event for children, Touch a Truck, that audience is very different than on the right, someone that's going and eating fine dining. And so just that ability to write the post in a certain way, post it, know the audience, have the ability to do the paid social media, like that's a skill set that we offer our businesses that they just don't have the resources or the knowledge or the acumen of how to do it, and we do it for them. We do things like we have a restaurant month every year. So we did have one in 2024. So don't look at that number, but we do promotions all the time, whether it's what to do on Super Bowl Sunday, back to school, the holidays, Halloween, Mother's Day. We take any kind of event or theme and find a way to promote small businesses attached to that theme, because it's more engaging that way, instead of just saying go shop here or go here. But if you market it and put the things that the small businesses have to offer in a themed approach that like entices people, then they like that. So our restaurant month is like in its 20th year. That's just one example. But what I'm trying to relate here is that we, as part of the creative work that we do, is try to find a way to take what our small businesses have to offer and put it out there in the public in a way that's exciting and different and enticing for them. And then we also we supply data to our different business areas and districts. And this is data that is not, it's pretty expensive. And so we're happy that we are able to do it. This is one of the programs that was funded by our Tourism Alive grant that we'll talk about in a second. But we are able to tell people where their visitors are coming from and the demographic of those visitors. And very importantly, too, if somebody's coming to a certain business, what else are they doing during that visit? So that different businesses can partner with each other, because they now have data to know that, wow, 35% of the people that are coming to one business or area are also doing something else during their visit, and you would have no idea. And this is all cell phone data. So obviously, and how this is different than some other data sources that small businesses uses, ours is only now about visitors. We do not track what the local person is doing. This is what the visitor is doing while they're here. So this data is really helpful for a lot of our business districts and small businesses. And then we also assist in community information and outreach. We have a newsletter that goes out the first business day of every month. And this is just a snapshot of it, but it allows us to get information on special events that are taking place. And we have a really broad reach with our newsletter because it's been around since 2004 every month. So people have signed up. Our list is all organically sourced in terms of the people that have signed up to get it. And then we also have a newsletter that goes out to planners ahead of time. So way ahead of time, we tell them what's coming up so that they can plan a visit. So if they're coming here, a lot of what we do now is called bleisure. It's business and leisure. If someone is coming for a business meeting or a wedding or whatever they're doing, they can also see that there is a festival that is something they would love, an art festival or a race or something that they'd be interested in engaging with. They can do that and extend their stay. If they extend their stay, they're spending more money in the area. So anything that we can do to make our area appealing so that somebody that's coming here for business purposes can stay longer, that's what we want. And we also work, and a lot of our funding and our partnership comes through the Illinois Office of Tourism. They have a lot of resources and help us a lot in getting the word out of our area. They have a large advertising budget, and the information that they funnel for each of the 38 convention and visitors bureaus in Illinois comes from us. So a small business cannot contact the state and get their information out. It has to come from the local convention and visitors bureau and then funneled to the state. We also have different partnerships. I'm just showing what ours is. Since in the North Shore, we have Northwestern University, that's part of the Big Ten Conference. We are part of that network, and that brings a lot of business. Some of you may or may not know, but we have a new stadium being built here. So we have a lot of people that are going to be working on that project. And again, having a Big Ten university in your area and Big Ten sports and conferences brings a lot of business to our area. So this is just an example of additional partnerships that a Convention and Visitors Bureau can have. And we are so excited. I don't know, what are we in our third year? Krista will help me with this, but we were so fortunate to receive a large grant from the Cook County Bureau of Economic Development that allowed us to recover from the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. And it's been really exciting for us. You can see, and I'm not going to talk about this slide because that's why I'm introducing Krista. So Krista Elam is the program manager with the Cook County Business Bureau of Economic Development. She's our program manager for our program that works really closely with us. She probably didn't work that much in the tourism space before this program, but now we've sucked her in, and she's been a great partner. And without further ado, Krista, take it over.
Thanks, Gina. Thanks a lot. And thank you all for being here. My name is Krista Elam, like I said, and I'm with the Bureau of Economic Development. And I'm happy to talk about Tourism Alive. So this is, we have a number of programs. Small Business Source is one, Tourism Alive is another, and we're always looking for ways at the county to increase our impact with the programs that we have, do some cross-marketing, just figure out how to strengthen and support small businesses in Cook County. So this is just another example. So like we said, we got an ARPA grant, and we have 4 travel, tourism, and hospitality. Chicago's North Shore is our subrecipient. And then we're working with the other suburban convention and visitors bureaus in Cook County. So between the 5, and then there's also Choose Chicago, but we're focusing on suburbs. But between these 5 CVBs, almost every municipality is included in Cook County. So I would encourage you to take a look at these organizations, whether you're located, in the western suburbs or south suburbs or whatever, and take a look at their websites and see what they've got to offer. Next slide, please. So our Cook County Tourism project, this is what we call our hub website. I'm not going to talk too much about this website because the next page is really a good example. Yes, thank you. These are the 4, what we call the 4 pillars of our program. I think probably the workforce side would be of interest to a lot of small businesses. As Laura mentioned, we did have a hospitality hires recently where we had a number of small businesses show up, and it was a hiring event, very focused on the North Shore, but that's just one example of how we're doing workforce development. We're also doing local investments, which means giving money directly to the individual CVBs to do programs that really fit their area. Outside Chicago is another one of our initiatives that's really designed just to get people outside. This came out of the pandemic when we realized that while many businesses and shops were closed, outside was not. So we really wanted to, so we have a website that is very user-friendly, very easy to look at, and it just shows you a number of different activities you can do in suburban Cook County. And then finally, we have been part of a regional marketing campaign, which is with other counties and other suburban CVBs to highlight the Chicago area. Because as we all know, visitors don't care if they're visiting a restaurant in Brookfield or Berwyn or Burridge, whatever. They just think Chicago, and that's our area. So next slide, thank you. So as we talked about, there's 5 suburban CVBs, and each one is a little different, depending on their geography. I'm sure you guys are familiar with, for example, Oak Park has Frank Lloyd Wright homes. It also includes like Brookfield Zoo. Meet Chicago Northwest. They're close to the airport and O'Hare and Schaumburg. And so they've got more of the meetings and leisure. So each area has their own sort of flavor. There's some overlap, but each one is a little different. So it's been great to work with each one of these and learn a little bit more about the businesses in those areas and how they work together and how they support the communities around them. Here's the contacts. I would strongly encourage listeners to take a look at this. You usually send this website out or send the presentation out, Dominique? Yep. Okay. Yeah. So the websites for all the suburban CVBs are on here, as well as contact information for each of the organizations, and then mine as well. So if there's anything that we can do to help connect you with the CVB in your area, or if you're not sure, please feel free to reach out and we'll be more than happy to connect you. Next slide. And actually, I think we're right about on time and we can take some questions. Is that right, Dominique, Valeria? Great. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Krista.
Thank you. We love questions. So.
Yeah, we had one question come through from Michelle. And it's asking, are there certain requirements for a small business to be advertised on your site or any CVB site, such as years in business, size of business, etc.?
Not really. Well, first of all, we are a 501c6 trade association like a chamber. So most of us are membership based, but not all. So you have to talk to the individual convention and visitors bureaus. Now, when we talk about the kind of businesses we work with, we do work with businesses that are in some way related to the hospitality industry. And a lot of times we'll get calls from mortgage companies or people that do credit card processing or just something that's really not related to our core mission. And we refer them to our chambers. I mean, the ROI that they're going to get from us is specifically related to the visitor and meeting clientele that come to our area. We really do not service all business sectors, even though sometimes they call us to be part of us. So it never hurts. We're all very friendly people, all the Convention and Visitors Bureau leadership, and it never hurts to ask and just talk to a Convention and Visitors Bureau person and ask if their business would be appropriate, because you'd be surprised. Like, for example, Laura, who supplies, babysitters, at first glance, you'd be like, what? But she was just at McCormick Place. She services, families that have, that are here for events or meetings at hotels. So there is a purpose, and we're happy to make that tie if it makes sense. If not, we will talk to the business, and if we feel they're more appropriate to our chambers, we will refer them to the chambers. So it really depends on their relationship to the hospitality industry. We don't want to just, provide false connections. We want people to really feel that they're going to get an ROI out of working with us. And so it's really like if they're hospitality related in some way.
Amazing. I see one attendee, Michael Putz, has their hand up. Michael, if you had a question, please feel free to type it in the Q&A chat box, and then we can answer that directly.
And while we wait on Michael, I have a question for you, Gina, because you sparked my interest. This was some great information. I thank you all for joining us. Laura, your business is amazing. I did not know that we offer babysitting services for those who come in. And as a parent of a small child, I definitely know that is a valuable and much needed resource for last minute meetings that come up when you're networking and someone, is like, I can't, what am I going to do? So that was great. That's a wonderful niche to have in this marketing industry. But Gina, my question for you is, I have people who come to me all the time who are looking for like event spaces to hold in, conferences, big, large conferences for like over 100 people, but they are within the city limits, greater Chicagoland area. Would they tap into a convention bureau, visitors bureau to locate space, or, resources for something like that? Or are you only working with people who are outside of the city?
Yes, Chicago has its own bureau called Choose Chicago. So people can, for the most part, go on that website to source a meeting, a smaller meeting. To be completely honest, the mission of Choose Chicago, having one of the largest convention centers in the United States, is to get large meetings. Like they really don't one-on-one on their staff side work with a meeting that's under 1,000 people because of the size of the city. But because of that, they have a very robust website at choosechicago.com in which someone can source a meeting venue. Now, I'm a little biased because, first of all, I do think I can speak on this behalf. I worked at Choose Chicago for 17 years, so I know the Chicago side and I know the small bureau side. And you get a lot more attention if you're willing to leave the border of the city and come to a smaller bureau, because we will hold the hand of a smaller meeting or event. It's just not a priority for Choose Chicago, but no shade on them. It's just, what their priorities are. Again, having the largest convention center and having 40 full service hotels to fill, helping a smaller event of 100 people or less is just not, they're not going to get the same kind of hand holding they will at a suburban CVB, but their website is very robust to help source that if that's where they want to be.
Great. Thank you for that clarification. Thank you. That's amazing. Did we get that question, Mercedes?
We did. So Michael asked, he said, I would love to bring a baseball tournament to the Wheeling area. It would provide awesome economic development. Have you ever done anything like this?
Yes. So, and I know Michael. Hi, Michael. There's a beautiful facility, Heritage Park in Wheeling, and our issue has been in terms of bringing some of these sports events to our area. And I'm just speaking for the North Shore. This isn't true for some of the other suburban areas, is that our park districts, which manage most of the sports facilities that are in our area, they don't have salespeople to answer the questions of the stakeholders, do site inspections of their facilities. They really don't do that. So if we send them leads for business for sports tournaments, no one answers them. So you have facilities in Springfield and Rockford and Peoria that are very large, that I'm talking about baseball fields or other things like that, where they have a whole sales staff. And if you send them a lead for a tournament, they answer you in 24 hours and they know the prices and the specs and the local hotels, and they are on it. They work with their convention and visitors bureaus to bring that business, because again, once you're farther away from the city of Chicago, you have a lot more land and sports is your main bread and butter. We don't find that to be the case here. And again, most of our facilities are owned by the park districts, whose number one audience is their local tax-paying residents. So they don't want to tell a local Little League team that you can't play in May of 2026 because we have a big tournament coming here. They have to be answerable to their taxpayers first and foremost. So we have tried to book tournaments into the area, but again, for all the reasons I just said, it hasn't been that receptive for us. And also for our hotels prefer corporate and association business versus sports business, but we might be looking into the sports business more in the future.
Perfect. We do not have any current open questions, but we definitely have additional time. If anyone has them, please feel free to drop them in the Q&A.
Thank you, Jenny. You've been giving a lot of great information. Honestly, I myself, as I stated earlier, I was not really that familiar with this space, but you don't realize you work in this space until you know about this space. So now that I see, learn, and hear about it, I've been dabbling in this for many, many years, not knowing of the opportunities that you all offer. So I do thank you. I told you when we met that I was really, really happy to have this conversation for our small business audience because I was at a meeting and I heard a small business tell other businesses that they tap in and they were able to make more money at one convention than they had ever made in like over an entire year of working their business. And they were like screaming it at the rooftops, like, you all need to try this, So when you was talking about this, I'm like, we really need to let people know what else is available to them. So this is great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So are we at time? Are there any other questions that came in?
No questions, but a lot of great compliments for Gina and just the entire, your organization.
Thank you.
And
Thanks,
I'll
everybody.
back up what you just said as well as when we first were looking into joining and being part of a CVB versus a chamber, I wasn't really convinced that it was going to be something that would be as useful for us. But obviously it has turned out to be a great partnership, and it's something worth trying if you think you're even within that, if your business is even possibly going to be part of this kind of hospitality area. Talk to Gina, give it a try because it definitely is very, very useful in different ways in other organizations as well.
Thank you.
And I love how you all have connected with the chambers, especially as a source with our referral partners now also being connected to chambers and not just small business or community-based organizations. I feel like the small businesses in Cook County are really able to receive like a broader touch and reach of resources that we didn't really know was out there before COVID. So just looking at the positive of COVID, it opened our eyes, to so many new opportunities or, resources that's been here all the time that we didn't know, but now through COVID and through additional, the ARPA dollars that, been granted to different states throughout the nation, it has shined a light on resources that people didn't know was available to them. And we're only utilizing governmental, resources. But, you all who are on this line, please tap into these chambers, to these bureaus, to your community-based organizations, and not only feel that don't put all your eggs in one basket, because as you have probably seen, heard, and learned today, there are so many offerings to you to help you really elevate and scale your business to the next level. And I'm so excited. And Krista, to my counterpart here at Cook County, thank you so much for jumping on and everything that you all are doing with Tourism Alive. And you talk, what is it? Get Out Chicago. Look, I'm about to get on
outside
these
Chicago.
outside Chicago. Let me
Outside
say it right.
Chicago.
I'm plugging you all. Shameless plug. Outside Chicago.
Yep.
It is summertime shy. It is time to get outside Chicago, so that we can really take advantage. And what we have to say, it's not like the circle of life, but as we go out and everything that you all are doing, Gina and Krista, it's not only feeding, the bureaus, or this is feeding our local economy. So these dollars, are regenerating our community from, money that was lost, yes, during COVID. These opportunities are bringing money back into our community. A lot of people don't tap into that as far as economic development. I've worked on this on another side, and when these dollars come into our community, guess what? It lowers our taxes because we now have other money that can come in and help our communities and our cities and, our governing bodies run. And so thank you all for strengthening, what we're doing here, in Chicago and the Chicagoland area. Because, I always say we're stronger together than we are apart. And this is definitely a collective work. And, this is a great body. I thank you all. Does anyone have anything to say? Oh, did I see another question come up, Mercedes? I see a one here.
No, it's just a testimonial talking about how wonderful Chicago North Shore is. So amazing to see that. I did
Thank
want to
you.
share one additional thing before everyone hops off. As you know, this webinar Wednesday is a series, and we are joined each month with a different source partner, just sharing collective knowledge and resources to help small businesses in Cook County. So next month is our August webinar Wednesday. We will be joined by Greater Southwest Development Corporation, discussing the Small Business Investment Fund, just a few details about what it is, how to apply, and what you should know. Thank you all.
That's great. Yes, and that's another one of our wonderful source partners. So please join in. Tell anyone you know. We are going to be talking about an additional access to capital opportunity for small businesses. So please do tap in or share if it's not for you. So I thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Laura, Gina, Krista, for coming and sharing the information that you had. Thank you, Mercedes and Valeria, for assisting us throughout the webinar. And thank you for everyone who joined. Have a
Thank you for
wonderful
having us.
rest
Thank
of your
you.
Wednesday.
Thanks
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.